Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Today we are going to be running titration today, and our acid for today is a strong acid labeled A and another strong base labeled B. The titration is going to, for strong acid and strong base, you can use any of the indicators, your methyl orange or your phenolphthalein, because strong acid and strong base takes any indicator. It is any indicator is suitable for it. So we're going to be using any one of them. Now in this titration there are rules to be followed. You are expected to stick to the rules, the precautions before the titration, after the titration. After taking all safety rules, like wearing of your lab coat, your hand gloves, the next thing is that when you start this titration, you rinse your burette with the acid to avoid dilution, because you have already rinsed it with water. You rinse your pipette with the base to avoid dilution, because you have already rinsed it with water. When you are pouring in the acid, use a funnel to pour in the acid, and after pouring in, remove it before you adjust it to the reading. And the funnel must never be there on it while you are titrating. When you are pipetting, avoid air bubbles, just like you are going to avoid air bubbles in the burette. Avoid air bubbles because it will take up the space. So release it and start all over if there are air bubbles into it. Now after that, transfer it to your conical flask, which you must have rinsed with a little base, since you have rinsed it with water to avoid dilution. Now use 2 or 3 drops of your indicator. If you start with 2 drops, make sure consistently you end with 2 drops. If you start with 3 drops, consistently end with 3 drops. Now take your readings from the lower meniscus. The liquid, which is the acid, is going to be curved. Take it from the lower meniscus and take your readings at eye level to avoid parallax error. So these are few of the rules that you are to observe. Use your white eyes to also ensure you can now continue with your practical.
Wow. Go to that side.
Now we have ended this titration for today, but I want us to still remind ourselves of the precautions you took while you are conducting the practicals. So who will remind us? Yes? Miligoma?
You should not use more than 1 or 2 or 3 drops of the methyl orange, and you should be consistent with the drug you are using.
Thank you. Clap for her. Wadata?
Take your reading from the lower meniscus.
Take your reading at the lower ministers. Clap for her. Younger Adima.
We should rinse our pipette with base to avoid dilution.
Thank you. Clap for her. Nafisa.
The funnel should be on top of the bread while putting the acid, and it should be put down while titrating.
Clap for her. Do we still have another precaution?
Yes.
Barabi.
Take the readings at eye level.
Take your readings at eye level. Clap for her. Fancy, yes.
Wait.
Avoid water bulb when you are pipetting and when you are titrating.
Where are you avoiding the water bubbles?
In your breast and your
Is it water bubbles?
No, air bubbles.
Air bubbles. Clap for her. Thank you very much for participating, and I hope you're going to improve on what you have just done now. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.